Alright guys, so if you made it to the end of last week's vlog, then you already know this, and if not, shame on you. Shame on you. But I'm leaving work. It's about 20 to 5. I can't tell the time. And I had my cardiology appointment today. It went about as expected. I was not expecting everything she ordered. Two of them, I was like, one thing I knew was pretty much going to happen. One, I was kind of like, and the other one I was not expecting. So she ordered a stress test. That's what I was expecting. I was kind of iffy about whether or not they would do the cardiac monitoring, the heart monitor, you know, that you wear. She ordered that. I did not think to ask how long I was going to have to wear it. I'm sure in her note she has it, so when I get home I'm going to look at my chart and see what it says, as it should say in there. And then she also ordered an echocardiogram. So thankfully nothing's like super invasive or anything. They're all things that hopefully I can do and get done. Like the heart monitor, obviously that's not going to affect work at all, because it actually comes in the mail, and then when you're done wearing it you send it back in the mail. Like, how cool was that? Back in the day, and it's wireless. I mean, I knew they were wireless now, but back in the day, the last time I wore one 13 years ago, when I was pregnant with Parker, I had to go sit in a cardiologist's office with a bunch of old people, and here I was fat and pregnant, and everybody was staring at me like, why is this pregnant woman in here? What is wrong with her that she's in the cardiologist's office? Nothing ended up being wrong with me, but still, I was just fat and pregnant. But anyhow, so that's kind of cool. And then echocardiogram. And the echo, you know, it's just pretty much an ultrasound of your heart. And that's pretty much in and out. I've had those before too. The only thing I haven't had done is the stress test. And it will be an exercise stress test unless something happens. And I'll tell you, it should not be an issue getting my heart rate up. I took the stairs up today for the first time since probably the Monday before I went to the ER. Pretty sure I took him that morning, that Tuesday morning before I went to the ER the first time. And probably took him at Monday afternoon after work, or that evening after work. I hadn't taken him since because of my heart rate, and I took him today just to see. And when I checked my heart rate, when I got to the top of the stairs, it's 4 flights, it was 140. So they should have no problem getting my heart rate up. It's down to 104 right now. When I got in the car, I kind of just sat here and did my breathing and breathed in my nose and out my mouth, trying to relax myself and get all the oxygen into my blood and circulating through my system that I could. So I was not, you know, going to pass out or anything. I mean, I didn't feel like I was going to pass out, but still. Yeah. So that's happening. But other than that, I mean, the appointment went fine. She was really nice. I think her biggest concern, you know, is that back pain I had across my shoulders could very well be cardiac pain because of, you know, women present differently and then my family history. So better be safe than sorry. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine with that. I'm on my way home. I don't know what we're going to do this evening. Probably not a whole lot. I laid out some turkey burgers. I may make those, or I laid out some shredded chicken too that I bought at Trader Joe's. I may just throw in a pan with some sauce and just heat it up, you know, and a vegetable or something, and we'll have it, you know, for dinner. I don't know. We'll figure out something for dinner. Unless my mom and grandpa got them McDonald's. Hopefully they didn't, because tomorrow night's the night that I need them to really have dinner, because I have talk to y'all soon. Hey guys, so it's Tuesday evening at about 5:37 exactly. I've got both the kids with me. You guys can see Parker's head right there, and then Keenan's beside me here. We are headed to Walmart to get some school supply shopping done. I haven't actually had to really buy them supplies for a while. I feel like the schools have always provided them, but this year we have a list. Both of them have lists, so we are headed that way to go do that now. So it's Tuesday. The cardiologist's note is not in the system yet, so I don't know how long I have to wear the monitor for. I'm like, lady, it's been over 24 hours. Your note should be in the system by now. And I want to give a big shout out to Lori. It's a girl I went to high school with. She messaged me on Facebook, and apparently she watches my channel, so thank you, Lori. She messaged me and said she had watched my vlog, and I really appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to Laura, my personal trainer. She's been watching my vlogs too, so thank you ladies very much. It means a lot to me. So but yeah, so we are headed to Walmart. We may, if I can get them to look at the clothes too and see if there's anything they want there. I think they're pretty much okay right now with clothes, but I might let them look and just see if there's anything over there, because it's really going to be winter stuff that we're going to have to get, like, you know, in a few months. We're pretty good on summer stuff, I think. But they're going to probably both need all brand new winter clothes. I'm like, where do you buy like little men clothes? Does anybody know? Like, do they have like a junior men's clothing shop like they have for women? Do we have junior men's shops? Because if not, we need a junior men's clothing stores. Why don't somebody open one for me? Like, seriously, why don't they have junior men's? They have juniors with women, but not junior men's. Don't know why I hadn't thought about that until now. But anyhow, if anybody knows, tell me. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Okay, today was busy. So there are 2 guys that I've been talking to the last couple days since I started my dating profile back, that I'm interested in getting to know a little bit better. Been kind of talking and texting back and forth pretty consistently. Who knows? I may put out there, you know, that I don't have kids this weekend. If anybody wants to go on a date, you know.
Oh, I should have got my jacket.
Why do you want your jacket? It's 90 degrees outside.
I know, but it might be cold in Walmart.
I think you'll live. He's an old man at heart, I swear.
Hmm?
I said you're an old man at heart.
Yeah.
But I think I might put out there that I'm going to be kid free over the weekend and see if anybody bites. Who knows? You know, I have stuff I can do this weekend, that is for sure, around the house. I'm way off here because I have really nothing else to talk about in the freaking traffic. Hope you guys are having a great day. Oh, you guys can see Parker good. I don't think he knows that I'm recording. He does now. Good morning. It is, what is today? August 13th? Yeah. 13th. It is about 7:08 in the morning. I'm headed to work. I actually my goal was to be at work at 7 this morning. But that is not happening, obviously. I'm about halfway there now. I was trying to get there early because I'm trying to get as many hours as I can, because, you know, I I had a doctor's appointment Monday, and then I have a doctor's appointment Friday morning. And then today I'd like to leave at 4 because the boys' open house to see them. Speaking of the boys, so we went to Walmart last night and got all their school supplies. You know, I was thinking, I've not bought, like, I don't feel like I've went out and bought them school supplies before, really, like I did last night. But the school actually posted lists for each grade level, like for 6th grade and for 7th grade and 8th grade. And so I wrote out what Keenan needed, and I wrote out what Parker needed, and I gave the list to each kid and said, here, find what you needed, what you needed, and they did. And I had to help them a little bit. There was a few things they were like, what's that, you know, and I had to help, you know, I helped them, and we got everything they needed. But, you know, I know with Keenan, and when they were in elementary school, the elementary schools pretty much provided everything. But like the past 2 years of middle school for Parker, I mean, he was at a different middle school, so I don't know, like, if it's just the middle school he's going to now, or I just don't feel like I've bought school supplies like this. I mean, yeah, I've bought in pencils, you know, and a binder, and maybe I just don't feel like I've taken him school supply shopping with an actual list. Like, he had on his list, I mean, it specifically said pencils, colored pencils, highlighters, loose leaf paper, composition notebook, or actually he needed 3 composition notebooks. They didn't want any wired notebooks. No wired notebooks for some reason. And it specifically said no wired notebooks, which I thought was weird. Wired headphones, earbuds. What was something else? Glue sticks. Both of them needed glue sticks. But yeah, like, this is 8th grade. Whatever. And then they don't carry book bags. They just carry, like, the zip binders that you can carry, like, over your shoulder or with your hand. In the last vlog, I showed you why I got Keenan, and then the Target hauls, and the Target haul that will be going up today. And like Keenan, he needed colored pencils, dividers, 1 subject notebooks, a composition notebook. Oh my gosh, people, pick a speed and go with it. Come on now. Yes, I have road rage. I'm sorry. Safety scissors. He said, Mom, I'm 11 years old. I do not need safety scissors. I said, well, you don't need like the little kid doll edge scissors, but they just don't want you to have like the super sharp scissors. It was funny when he said it. It's cracking me up. And then, what else was on her? And then like the 6th grade list too also had like things like, you know, like the elementary school teachers will ask for like tissues and disinfectant wipes and that type of thing. So I did buy some of that to one of each to send to us to send in also. I was just, it was crazy. I just don't remember, you know, I mean, I've gotten backpacks, you know, and binders, you know, stuff over the years, but not anything else. But oh well. Oh, pencil pouches. Oh, and there's this new thing going around here. The governor, I guess, made a new law, but the kids can't have their phones at school, and parents are in an uproar. Which I get it. I see both sides of it about not having their phones at school. But I think they can have them. They just can't have them out in class at all, which pretty much was the rule before, but I think maybe some teachers were more lenient, were not as easy, or a little bit, didn't follow the rule better than others, is what I'm trying to say. And because I'm sorry, if there's like a school shooting, I want my kid to be able to text me, or if something's happened at school and my kid does not feel safe, period, whatever it might be, I want my kid to be able to text me. Like last night we were at dinner and the kids were talking about, Parker was telling Keenan, he was giving Keenan tips about middle school. It was so funny. I was dying and they were being so loud. I was like, guys, we're in a restaurant, can y'all please use your inside voices? Because they were not using their inside voices at all, and they were being so loud. I was so embarrassed. But Parker was talking about how you can't poo, and I was like, why? And he was like, you just can't. I was like, but why? Is it dirty or what? And he was like, you just can't, Mom. He's like, so if I ever text you and tell you I need to come home during the middle of the day, you better come get me. I was like, I'm not coming to get you so you can come home and poop during the middle of the day at school. And he said, well, I'll just text Mama and Grandpa. I was like, Mama and Grandpa aren't coming to get you either so you can come home and poop during the middle of the day. You can just hold it till you get home. I was dying. They were cracking me up. But I think it was more of a cleanliness thing maybe in the bathroom from like this way he was talking. Which last year, they're combining schools this year. And so there's going to like double the amount of students. So I imagine if the bathrooms weren't clean last year, they're probably not going to be clean this year. Unless they bring the have extra housekeeping, janitors. They bring the janitors over from the other school too to help. We shall see. And then I asked Parker last night, I said, so what are you going to do if you have a class with your stepsister? Because he does not like his stepsister. He's always fussing about her. And he was like, I will try to stay as far away from her as possible. I was like, oh. He's like, I only have one class with her. I was like, how do you know you only have one class with her? He said, they've already posted the classes. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, what class is it? He's like, I don't know. I was like, well, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, I don't remember. I just know I have only one class with her. I was like, okay. I was like, well, just, try to ignore her. And he's like, hopefully they leave me alone. It's like, just ignore her. Don't pay her any attention if she's bugging you. Don't let her get to you. And then, what else were we talking about last night that are cracking me up on? I hadn't really told them about my cardiology appointment and how because I've been trying to be real open with them about that stuff. And Keenan said, or they both were like, well, are you feeling better? I was like, yeah, I feel much better now. And they said, so do you think you had a heart attack? I was like, I don't know. They're like, how do you not know if you had a heart attack or not? I was like, sometimes you don't know. And they're like, how do you not know? I said, well, sometimes people have heart attacks and they don't know. And me being the nurse was just like, they just die. Not even thinking. And they're like, you mean you could have a heart attack and just die? And I was like, oh, Tiffany, you should not have said that. I said, and, I was like, yeah, you can't just have a heart attack and die suddenly. And Keenan goes, Mom, you promised me you would not die. I said, I promised you would not die. until you all are older. It was funny. I mean, it's kind of a, what's the word I want? A weird funny, I guess. I don't know. It's not really the word I was looking for, but it was funny. He was like, you promised me you won't die. I can't promise you I won't die, because I know I will eventually, but I promise you I won't die till you guys are grown, at least. At least that's my goal. That's my goal, at least. All right, I'm at work, so I'm gonna go in 20 minutes later than what I want to do, but come here. All right, guys, have a great day. Hi, friends. I'm actually headed to church. It's Wednesday evening. Just left. Well, didn't just leave. It's been a few minutes now. But we did open house for the boys tonight. Parker and his stepsister are in their homeroom together. She's not real happy either. I told her, I said, just do what I told him. Ignore each other. Her mom was like, but they pick on each other so much. I was like, they won't pick if they ignore each other. Just ignore each other. You don't have to act, they don't even have to act like they know each other if they don't want to, you know? So, but, hopefully they both have really good years. I think they will. I know, I worry about Parker. I just, worry about him. But he saw, several people he was friends with, and it was just cool how he watched him interact with his friends and everything. That was fun to see. And then Keenan, I don't think he saw any of his friends. At least he didn't act like he did. And then, but Keenan, I don't worry about. He is worried though, because it doesn't look like anybody he knows is in his class. But I tried to encourage him and be like, hey, but listen, there's, look at it this way. You can make a new friend, because I think with the 6th graders, I think they're with the same students all day long. Where Parker, where he's in 8th grade, they change classes, so they're not with the same people all day long, typical junior high school. We're in 6th grade, they're with the same kids all day long. So hopefully he knows somebody in this class that he's friends with. If not, it is what it is, and he will adapt just fine. I know my baby, and he will be fine. His English teacher seemed like a really cool guy. It seemed very young, but he was telling us that they're going to do or showing us that they're going to do Where the Red Fern Grows book this year, and I think Keenan will like that. And I feel like he's going to be the teacher's going to be really engaging and just fun. So that'll be. It's going to be a good year. Last year wasn't great for Parker, but this year is going to be a good year. I just know it. I have faith. It's going to be a good year. So I'm headed to church, and where I go to church at is on the other side of the mountain from where I live. It's 20 minutes from my house, so it's not like it's far away. But the cookout, the fast food restaurant, is on my way to church. And one of the things that I really like to get Wednesday, especially after I've worked out, is to treat myself is to stop at the cookout and get a half tea, half lemonade, like an Arnold Palmer. And sometimes I'll get the fried okra. I'm not really hungry right now, so I'm not going to get any fried okra. But I am going to get me a huge Arnold Palmer. Just because I can, right? It's just so yummy. I don't know what it is about their tea and lemonade mixed together. It's just really good. I might get some okra. I don't know. I don't need it. Definitely don't need it. I'm just not hungry. just wanted to pop in real quick and let you guys know how open house went. It was a madhouse. A madhouse. Kind of crazy, so. But, you know, I didn't expect anything less than a madhouse. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Morning. It is Friday, August 15th. Today is the first day of school. It is almost 7 o'clock. I wanted to be at work, or to be getting to work right now, but here I am, not getting to work right now, but it is what it is. I you know, had the 2 doctor's appointments this week, so I've been trying to get to work a little bit earlier and to make up my hours. And I stayed a little bit later yesterday, so hopefully I'll make up a little bit. Because I can't stay over today because I have my first workout since I had my surgery, so I'm super excited about that. Today I have a pulmonary doctor appointment, which is a lung doctor, and it's only because I'm doing this like weight loss program thing through my work. And one of the things, you know, that the doctor, when I first met with her, was like, you know, she asked me about was sleep, and your sleep is really important to your weight, you know, to your health, and like it can affect your weight loss and everything. And I have been told in the past that I snore a lot, so, and I don't sleep good. So she was like, well, maybe you should get a sleep study. And I was like, okay. So I got a sleep study back in July. I would imagine I probably would have tested positive for sleep apnea 50 pounds ago. And before my breast reduction, maybe. But because it was after I've lost weight and after I had my breast surgery, it was, I tested negative, but I did test positive for restless leg. So, but today's just to go over those results, and that's it. Like, there's nothing wrong with my lungs, at least I know of at this point. No, there's nothing wrong with my lungs. There's nothing wrong with me, okay? That's where we're going to go with. I'm okay. My heart's good. Everything's good, right? So, but guys, I am like, I'm excited for the kids for the first day of school. I'm nervous for the kids for the first day of school. It's just, I just can't believe I have an 8th grader. I mean, next year, Parker's going to be in high school. He's going to be in high school. I'm going to have a high schooler. Like, how is that even possible? I just had him a couple months ago. And Keenan, I just had him. What? So, and Parker came over this morning and to get his lunchbox because he didn't have a lunchbox at his dad's, or at his dad's this morning. Another good thing about being across the street from each other is if they forget something at one of our houses, they can go back and get it across the street. You know, it's super easy. But so I did get to see him this morning. I didn't get to see Keenan. I did talk to him both yesterday. Parker actually came over yesterday evening too, because he had to get his binder. And then I FaceTimed Keenan last night and talked to him. I was like, "Are you excited?" He's like, "No, it's school, Mom." And I think he's just nervous, like I said the other day. I don't have any friends in this class. So how many of you guys have heard about the old wives' tale about the days in August that start with fog being how many days of snow you get? Have any of y'all heard that? I had never heard it, and then several years ago, I mean, it's been a while now, one of the ladies I have known for a long time, I'm friends with on Facebook, she mentioned on Facebook, it's kind of become a thing over the years that she keeps track of the days now by putting beans in a jar, and then at the end of August she counts the beans and kind of just like lets everybody know how many snow days, you know, to expect. And then when we start having our snow days in the winter time, she'll take a bean out and say, oh, you know, if we had 10 foggy days, she's like, oh, we have 9 beans left, you know, after the first day, and then so forth. Well, today I'm pretty sure it's the first foggy day, foggy morning. So that could be a good thing if you don't like snow. Or it could be a bad thing if you do like snow, because it's already the 15th of the month. Unless we have foggy days for the next 15. Is there 30 or 31 days in August? I can't remember. But either way, it could be a good or bad thing, right? So, but it's very foggy. I mean, you guys could probably tell just looking on the sides here. Like, see how foggy it is. And I can't take my normal way to work today. I normally go one way to work, especially during the summertime. I think it's, even though it's not like the main road, it's quicker. I think because there's not as many stoplights and there's not as much traffic. But I can't take it during the school year because there's two school zones. There used to be 3. Actually, it used to be 4. And then they closed one in the elementary schools. And then they closed middle school when that route. So now there's only an elementary school left and the high school on that route. So I don't go that way during the school year, obviously. I'll have to take a different way. Which is not, I mean, it's not out of my way or anything. It's just the way I would rather not take, you know. I am so flippin' excited about working out this evening, guys. So excited. Like, I'm so excited. So excited. Like, I'm excited to work out. I'm excited to move my body. I'm excited to see Laura and get caught up with her. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. And like, oh my gosh, like, I cannot tell you guys how much I enjoy that. Like, and you know, there are days, I'm not gonna lie, and Laura knows this, and she watches my vlogs, so that I do not want to come. That I just do not want to come. Like, I'm just like, I do not want to come. I don't want to do this. You know, I want to just go home and do nothing. But I know, and I have learned that if I just go and do it, I feel 1,000 times better. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I came. I mean, of course, there are times I've had to cancel on her when I haven't, you know, had a headache or something. Like yesterday, I had a really bad headache. And, was supposed to meet up with a friend from church to do some stuff, and I just went home and went to bed pretty much. But you know, sometimes you have a bad headache or you just don't feel good, you know. And I've had to cancel on her for those types of reasons, or I've had to work over, or, you know. But typically, if I if I don't feel like going, like, I know that if I just go, like, if it's just like, I know I just want to be lazy and I want to go home and I just don't want to do it, like, it's just, I don't want to do it, I just still go, and I feel so much better once I do it. Now, if I could get in that mindset when it comes to working out at home and going and taking a walk when, like, I'm at home and stuff, I'd probably be a lot better off at home. I'd probably have lost a lot more weight by now, too. But maybe eventually I'll get there. Eventually. I'm going to show you guys a picture that Laura took of me. I'll include it here. She took this of me back in April, I want to say. It was April. It was March or April. She wanted to do a spotlight on a couple of her clients. And she has had one client since she first started her business. And then I think I'm the only other one. And Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm the only other one that's really been with her since she started consistently. There may be another one. But the other one was off, like she had just had a baby. So she was off during that time. And anyways, she had taken my picture and sent me these questions, you know, and stuff. Wanted me to answer them, and it was so bad. I kept forgetting to send her answers. Like, I don't think I sent her the answers until what? June? July? Something like that. Like, I was so bad about sending her the answers. But she ended up doing the other girl first, which I actually felt bad about her doing me first. I really did feel bad because, like, I wasn't her first client and the other girl was. And I even told Laura that, and she was like, Laura, Tiffany, she'll be fine with it. You know, she was like, she would understand. She understands. You know, so I was like, no, but I still feel bad. But she ended up doing the other girl first because I was a procrastinator, which I am a procrastinator. So there's that. But anyhow, after work though, so I'm gonna go work out, and then I have to go to freaking Target. So you know those pretzels, if you guys watched the Target haul I bought. So the boys had mentioned a couple times to me, they were like, Mom, how do you get those pretzels open? We can't get them open. I was like, oh, I'll try to open for you. And then they would, you know, when they mentioned it to me, it was like while we were out doing something, you know, it wasn't like while we were home and I could do it like right then when they mentioned it. So the other day I came home from work, and I think it might have been Wednesday actually. Came home from work, my mom was like, hey, I want to show you something. And she had her and my stepdad, I guess, had got the pretzels open, and you know how like they have the paper like pullback thing on those tubs of like pretzels and stuff, like this one is. It's in my back seat, that's why I'm pointing back there. But it was like it was burnt. And she was like, I don't think I would eat these. I would throw these away. And I was like, yeah, we're not eating those. In fact, I'm taking them back to Target. So I'm going to take those back to Target on my way home this evening because I'll be out that direction. Let's just cross our fingers that I don't go any farther into Target other than to return those pretzels. You know? We shall see there. But I'm gonna get off here because this next vlog is gonna be like an hour and two, or not an hour, but like 4 hours long or something. The rate we're going because it's Friday. It'll be all right. It'll be all right, right? You guys either will watch it or not watch it. It just is what it is. And this weekend I have like nothing planned. I don't know that I'll even vlog with you guys because I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of anything. I'm hopefully going to get motivated and clean some this weekend. But other than that, I have no plans to do anything. No plans. Oh, dating. So there are 2 guys right now that I've been talking to. Both of them freaking live far away, of course. Go figure. One of them lives closer than the other. One of them is, neither one of them really are my typical type of guy. And one of them's really not my type. But, like, talking to him and stuff, like, I really like him, you know? But he's like 2 hours away, of course. So there's that, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, like I know God's got a plan. Like I said, you know, like, I don't want anything like super serious. Start out with, you know, take it slow. it is what it is, you know, that type of thing. So, and the other guy's like an hour away. There was one guy that like lives here in my area that I really, you know, wanted to talk to and kind of get to know, but like, and we were talking, you know, and stuff, and then like he just quit talking to me, so I was like, okay, bye. And then okay, here's another one. So yesterday, so with the Facebook dating, like you can't see their regular Facebook profiles. All you see is their first name. Like there's no way really, unless they just somehow end up like you have mutual friends and you can figure it out, you know, find their profile that way. But so you can share your profile with them, and then that way you can message back and forth through Messenger, because actually the Facebook dating app, it's very hard to like message like that, just keep in touch, because like it's horrible about notification, like notifying you that you have a message or and that type of thing. So I you know, I gave this one guy shared my profile with him so we could message back and forth on Messenger, and he just was kind of giving me like that. He was fine on the Facebook dating app, and then I sent him my profile so he could message me on Messenger, and he was kind of giving me the icks, you know, and stuff. And then he said, I had a dream about you, and I was like, oh really? Knew exactly where I was going to go, you know, like this is not a new pickup line, buddy. He was like, yeah, it was a little naughty. I was like, oh, okay. And then he said, can I ask you something? And I was like, sure. And then he was like, it's kind of personal. And then he sends me a freaking picture, not of his like actual like package, like, you know, men are known to do, but of his bulge in his pants. And it said, I'm really embarrassed every time I sit down, no matter how loose my shorts are, I have this bulge. I was like, block. Block. Like I just immediately blocked him. Like, why? Why? Really? Why? Is that necessary? I don't understand. I don't understand. What is the don't, guys, don't. But yeah, so immediately it was a block. And normally that's what happens, you know, when that type of thing happens. Just block. Like, just crazy. Alright, well, I'm at work. I will talk to y'all later. Hello! It is Sunday, August 17th. It's about 12:30. Went to church this morning. I have a dress on, have my makeup on, fixed my hair, all that. Even have a little bit of fancy tinted lip gloss, because, you know, I'm not a lipstick kind of girl. And am actually headed on a date, which I'll tell you guys about here in a minute. But I did have to update you guys. I did not get to go work out Friday. I was so upset. I think Friday morning, I told you guys I'd had a migraine headache, whatever, on Thursday night. Friday morning, I woke up and I still had a headache. It wasn't like horrible. But as the day went on Friday, it kept getting worse. And I took like everything. I took ibuprofen, I took Tylenol. I have been trying to stay away from caffeine, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. But even got some caffeine to see if that would help. Nothing was helping, and ended up having to cancel my workout, which I was very disappointed in, because, you know, I was so super excited to do it, and I felt horrible about having to cancel it. But my body was just like, nope, you need to not work out. So I didn't work out Friday, and yesterday I ended up being really lazy and didn't do much at all. So this week I'm going to kind of try to flip the script on myself and make myself move my body more, because I've got to start moving more. I've got to. Like, I just have, my weight has not changed at all, which is not, I mean, a bad thing. I've not gained weight, but I've not lost any weight either, other than the weight that was taken off from the breast reduction, those 5 pounds. And I, you know, would like to lose some weight, more weight. Like, I would like to lose at least another 20 pounds. So I can't do that if I'm not moving my body. So need to get back to doing that. So hopefully in this next vlog that you guys see next Monday, you guys will see me out walking and doing a little bit more, hopefully in the evenings, working out and that type of thing. And I will definitely be back to my trainer on Wednesday and Friday this week, pending nothing happens. But yeah, so I have a date today. I kind of like talked about him a little bit in my last vlog. We have been talking all week, back and forth through text message and everything. Like I said before, he's not my typical type looks wise, even probably personality wise, he's not. But we spent like 6 hours, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, 6 hours on the phone yesterday talking. And I don't think I've ever talked to anybody on the phone that long, ever. And it was never like, there was never like a lull in the conversation or anything. I mean, it was just kept like going, you know, it was this really good conversation, and it felt very natural and very easy. So we were actually meeting today for lunch. This morning it was kind of funny, like we didn't even talk about meeting last night. You know, we talked about maybe eventually meeting, but didn't make any plans or anything. And this morning he was like, hey, what are you doing for lunch today? And he's like, do you have any plans for lunch? I was like, none. He was like, why don't we meet for lunch? And then he ended up calling me, and I was like, why don't we meet in Flatwoods, which is about halfway for both of us. It's about an hour and 14 minutes for me, and I think he said it was an hour and 10 minutes for him. So pretty much equal distance for both of us. So yeah, I'm headed to the meeting now for lunch, so we'll see what happens. His name is Chris, and he does know I did tell him I have a YouTube channel. So Chris, if you're watching this, hi. Apparently I cannot get rid of Chris's in my life. So I was telling my mom, and because I stopped by to see her after church before I left, you know, right before I got, you know, started talking to you guys, and was telling her. And when my stepdad came out, she was like, hey, Tiffany's got a date today, and he was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, guess where he's from? And he was like, where? And he said Fairmont, she said Fairmont, and she told him that, like, because this guy and I actually graduated from the same college and everything, but he's 9 years older than me. And she said, guess what his name is? And she was like, Shane, and that's my ex-husband's name. And I was like, close. And then he goes, Chris. So I was like, yeah, I can't seem to get away from the Chris's. So, but yeah, I'm excited. You know, who knows what could happen? Who knows? But yes, I'm going on a date, and I told you guys I would include you guys, you know, in my dating right now. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not going to like vlog my date by any means. I mean, because that would just be weird, I think. But I'm telling you guys about it now, and then I'll tell you guys about it afterwards and what I think. So yeah, I am excited. I'm actually speeding a little bit right now, so I probably need to slow down because the speed limit is only 60 right now where I'm at, and I was going in the mid 70s, so I need to slow down. But I'm just excited. I'm excited. It was nice to talk to a nice guy, you know, like he was genuinely a nice guy, and he's a Christian, and he sings and plays the guitar. I asked him last night, I was like, can you write me a song? I was like, that's one of those things I always thought would be like super romantic, is for a guy to write me a song and then sing it to me. And I was like, by the time I was like, I don't want you to write it for me yet. Like, I want you to write it for me like after we meet, you know, like you fall in love with me or something. And he was like, I can do that. So, but anyhow, so super excited about that. So I'm going to jump off here, and I'm going to listen to my book. I'm listening to the second Outlander book. I'm going to listen to it on my way up there, and I'll probably listen to it on my way home after I update you guys. And then, yeah, you guys will see us tomorrow. All right, wish me luck, even though you guys are seeing this afterwards. But still, wish me luck. You never know. I need all the luck I can get when it comes to dating. Hi, friends. So I'm just leaving my date. It was really good. Really good. It was very nice. He sung to me. He played the guitar and sung to me. I've never had a guy do that before. Like, very sweet and very romantic. Like, very high possibilities with this guy, I feel like. So, you know, we talked a little bit about like where things could go and all that. And I did tell him I wanted to just take it slow, see what happens. And, so yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog on that note. I feel very giddy right now. I feel like a schoolgirl or something. So I don't want to end it on a upbeat note. Guys, so if you haven't already, make sure you give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And stick around for future updates with the dating world. You know, if I see this guy again, which I do plan on seeing him again, you know, where things go with us, and who knows, right? Who knows? All right, guys, I love you all. Have a great week.